Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to the Bachelor latest news. That lyric, from the chorus of the Bachelor star Grant Ellis' hip-hop single Party Girl, also applies to Monday night's finale. Throughout season 29, it's been teased that Ellis would have a harder time deciding between his two finalists than any season lead before. Both women are on their way here right now, and I really need to know which one to send first, a worried Jessa Palmer says to Grant in a promo. As the series host always arranges for the lead to get their final breakup over with first, before sending in the winner for a proposal. It's not normal that you go into an engagement and you're still trying to figure out who your person is, Grant says. At the end of last week's Fantasy Suites episode, Grant sent Zoe McGrady home. Her departure felt likely from the start of the episode, when she met with Rachel Nance, who Joey Graziadei sent home after Fantasy Suites last season. Rachel gave Zoe advice as the two bonded over their shared experience of making it to the final three without spending as much time with the lead as other women had. Zoe had never even gotten a one-on-one date with Grant, and didn't get much time to bond with him before their overnight, as they were sent on a silent yoga date. In the end, Grant liked Zoe a lot, but didn't feel they had progressed far enough to consider marriage. That left behind Litia Gare, a 31-year-old venture capitalist from Salt Lake City, Utah, and Juliana Pasquarosa, a 28-year-old client service associate from Newton, Mass. Both have had strong connections with Grant since the beginning of the season, and have had difficult conversations that brought them closer together. Juliana has opened up to Grant about being cheated on and growing up witnessing someone close to her experiencing addiction. And Litia waited until late in the season to tell Grant that she's a Mormon, but that she doesn't necessarily expect him to convert to her faith. In any other season, Litia would look like the frontrunner, as Grant told her he loved her during Fantasy Suites, and those words are often seen as an intention to propose in the Bachelor franchise. But after that moment, Grant appeared regretful while speaking to producers in a confessional. Maybe I should have waited a little longer. To look somebody in the eyes and say that and then see them light up, and then know in the back of your mind that I have other people I feel that for. I don't know, he said. How do I maneuver through this? Because I do love her, but I also am falling hard, if not very close to in love with someone else. During Juliana's date earlier in the episode, Grant said he was falling in love, but didn't take his words as far as he did with Litia. Ultimately, it was Juliana that Grant got down on one knee for, and she accepted. Through this whole journey, you've been somebody who has inspired me. You've kept me laughing with your contagious smile, 'cause we understand what we've been through. And we understand what it means to be persevere, Grant told Juliana before popping the question. I truly believe you're somebody who is my best friend, and I'm so grateful for our journey. The finale began with Grant taking Litia and Juliana to meet his parents, Robert and Renee, which was loaded and intense given their divorce, and Robert's journey as he recovers from addictions he battled throughout Grant's childhood. During her visit, Litia told his mother she knew she loved Grant the moment she saw him interacting with her family. He's so conscientious and aware of everyone's needs, and he wants to take care of everyone around him, Litia said. That's a trait that I want in a partner. After the two women had their heart-to-heart, Litia sat down with Grant's father and shared that she was ready to settle down and have children. She has values, and it puts me at ease, Grant's father said, adding, my family went through a time where it was kind of turbulent with us. Grant saw what I did, but he knows better, and now he has his own family to forge. And Litia, if she gets married to my son, she's gonna fight for her marriage. Renee was very warm and welcoming towards Litia, even going so far as to say she would make a great daughter-in-law. However, She was more cautious when it came to Juliana, who admitted she was still uncertain about whether she truly loved Rennie's son. After the family visits, though, both Litia and Juliana professed their love to Grant, and he reciprocated their feelings. The final dates went off without a hitch, making it all the more difficult for Grant to reach a decision. "I'm hoping today I get engaged, but I love two women, and I can only choose one," he lamented in a confessional. "I went to bed last night thinking I knew what I wanted. But I woke, and I realized I still don't." In the end, it was Litia's car that arrived first. She reiterated her love for Grant and her desire to build a future with him. But simply put, Grant responded, "I'm not your person." He eventually handed the final rose to Juliana, who told him just before he proposed, "I can now stand in front of you as a woman who feels that she is very deserving of the type of love that you've given me. I want to protect your heart with every piece of mine, and I want to celebrate the good days with you and make sure that you know on the not-so-good days, I will create a safe space for you, just as you've done for me." After she said yes, the newly engaged couple excitedly embraced. Next up for the Bachelor franchise is Bachelor in Paradise, which returns this summer for its 10th season after a 2-year hiatus. During the After the Final Rose special, host Palmer announced a surprising twist for the upcoming season. It will feature contestants from both the Golden Bachelor and Golden Bachelorette casts, including fan favorites Leslie Fima and Gary Livingston. For the first time ever, Golden men and women will be hitting the beaches of paradise alongside all of your Bachelor and Bachelorette favorites from seasons past, Palmer shared with the audience. The Bachelorette Season 21 contestants Hakeem Moulton and Jonathan Johnson, along with Zoe from The Bachelor Season 29, will also be joining the next season of Paradise. Additional cast members were not revealed. Zoe McGrady made it to Grant Ellis' final 3 on The Bachelor Season 29, but where has she been ever since? Zoe, a 27-year-old model and tech engineer, made her television debut as one of the 25 women dating Grant this season. She had a unique Bachelor Nation journey, as she was the only one among the final 4 women who never received a solo date. For whatever reason, she and Grant never seemed to connect during the season, so it was a surprise when she got one of his hometown dates. It would have been impossible for Grant not to notice the stunning Zoe the moment they met on night 1 of The Bachelor Season 29. They even had minor moments during group dates, like when they played basketball together. Unlike some of the more aggressive women, Zoe was more laid back and quiet. She waited for Grant to come to her, which is a bold choice on a reality television show where attention is currency. Zoe's style worked for her. She got one of Grant's final 3 roses. Read on to find out where she's been ever since. Though he barely seemed to notice her during most of the season, Grant kept The Bachelor Season 29 Zoe until the final 3. Maybe it was just the editing, but he seemed to have little connection to Zoe. In addition to never getting a solo date, Zoe didn't get much individual attention from Grant at all. It was easy to forget Zoe was even there most of the time, so it was pretty surprising when she received a hometown date and when she made it to the final 3. He eliminated her before the final 2. Unlike some of the women from The Bachelor Season 29, Zoe seemed to get along with everyone. She seemed to get close to the final women, including 31-year-old Dina Lupanko. Diana got sent home after her hometown date in a shocking elimination. She appeared to be one of Grant's favorites, but he was turned off by her parents not wanting to meet him. After his failed attempt to meet them in Chicago, he had to settle for meeting her friends. He sent Dana home and gave Zoe one of his final 3 roses. Zoe posted Instagram photos of herself hanging out with several of the women from her season, including Dina. Several other familiar faces are recognizable in the photos, like 27-year-old Alex Godin, 29-year-old Serafina Watkins, and 31-year-old Litia Gare. Some women had drama during The Bachelor Season 29, but everyone seemed to like Zoe. During The Bachelor Season 29 finale, host Jesse Palmer announced Bachelor in Paradise Season 10 would premiere in the summer. He also announced Zoe was the season's first contestant. Now that Zoe will be on BIP, it's less likely that she'll ever be the Bachelorette. Jesse then announced the season's big twist. In addition to casting former contestants from The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, this season will also include contestants from The Golden Bachelor and The Golden Bachelorette. It isn't clear how this will work, like if there will be 2 rose ceremonies. In addition to Zoe from The Bachelor 29, 2 of the Golden cast members were also announced. Leslie Fema and Gary Livingston will also be making their franchise return during Bachelor in Paradise Season 10. Gary, a 65-year-old retired finance executive from California, was eliminated early during The Golden Bachelorette. Leslie Fema. Leslie, a 65-year-old fitness instructor from Minnesota, was one of Jerry Turner's final 2 women during The Golden Bachelor Season 1. I was hoping Dina Lupenko wouldn't lie low after being eliminated from The Bachelor Season 29, and I wasn't disappointed. Dina, 31, a lawyer from Chicago, made her television debut as one of the 25 single women who dated Grant Ellis, 31. She was eliminated after her hometown date, but she didn't go quietly. She recently took a side in the drama between Grant and Litia Gare, and I love it. After Grant's surprise elimination blindsided her, Dina packed her things and left The Bachelor Season 29 for good. I was worried that she would disappear from the public eye, which made me sad. Luckily, I was wrong. Not only is Dina sticking around, she's not staying quiet. She recently took sides in Grant and Litia's row, and I'm glad she's staying relevant. Grant and Dina hit it off from night 1. He quickly recognized her intelligence and came to trust her judgment. When Dina ran into issues with some of the other women on The Bachelor Season 29, he took her side. Throughout the season, Dina and Grant seemed solid and like they were possibly heading for a future together. Everything changed after Dana's hometown visit. When her parents refused to appear on the show or meet him, he eliminated her from the competition. Litia walked into that final rose ceremony with confidence. She seemed genuinely blindsided when Grant told her it was over. When Litia sat down with Grant during The Bachelor Season 29 finale, she told Jesse that Grant had missiled her. Grant and I had talked a lot about that day, and everything that he had ever said about it was that it was going to be us, Litia said. She even claimed he said he wanted to end the season early because he knew it was her. Grant has since denied Litia's claims. Dina recently posted a photo of herself and Litia on Instagram. With that one post, she made it clear whose side she was on in the disagreement about what happened during The Bachelor Season 29. Litia, a woman after my own heart, reads Dina's post. To know you is to love you. Forever grateful this experience brought me one of my most treasured friendships. With Bachelor in Paradise 10 coming this summer, Dina will hopefully show up on the beach. Litia Gare was blindsided by Grant Ellis at the final rose ceremony on The Bachelor Season 29, and I think she's right to be upset with him. Litia believed she would be receiving the proposal on that fateful day in the Dominican Republic. Instead, Grant told her he wasn't the right person for her, and he proposed to Juliana Pasquarosa instead. The Bachelor Season 29 was tumultuous. filled with contestant drama and 2 villains to make things interesting. Grant made some questionable decisions during his time as the lead of the dating series, such as when he refused to take accountability for a misunderstanding he caused between Rose Somk and Carolina Sofia Quixano. Rose self-eliminated to avoid any more drama, and Grant did not fight for her to stay. Litia also felt hurt by Grant's actions on the show, and it's valid for her to feel that way. Grant liked Litia from the beginning of his journey as a Bachelor Nation lead. Litia managed to get 2 one-on-ones, the first after a mini-group date when Grant picked her to take to dinner alone, and the second in Scotland during her official one-on-one date. This extra time with Grant was especially notable, considering Zoe McGrady didn't get any one-on-one dates, although she still managed to make it to hometowns and fantasy suites. Litia claims Grant told her various statements throughout the show that indicated they would be getting engaged. As far back as week 3, Grant was allegedly telling Litia he wanted to stop the show and leave with her because he was confident in their connection. According to Litia, Grant even assured her he wouldn't change his mind about her and their connection. Litia didn't want Grant to make promises he couldn't keep, and he shouldn't have made her feel so confident about their relationship when he wasn't as sure as he claimed. Litia entered the final rose ceremony assuming she was walking out engaged. She was wrong. During their final date, Litia excitedly told Grant they were getting engaged the next day, and Grant affirmed what Litia believed. He could have told her right away he wouldn't be choosing her or that he wasn't sure which of his final 2 he wanted to be with. Instead, Grant pulled the rug out from under her. The Bachelor Season 29 leading man Grant Ellis has shockingly revealed that he was leaning towards choosing Juliana Pasquarosa after his hometown dates. Even though the show made it appear as though he was torn between her and runner-up Litia Gare up until moments before he proposed to her. Grant and Juliana got engaged at the end of The Bachelor Season 29, after a dramatic season finale during which Grant was portrayed as one of the most indecisive bachelors in history. Litia was blindsided by their breakup. The Bachelor Season 29 leading man Grant Ellis has shockingly revealed that he was leaning towards choosing Juliana Pasquarosa after his hometown dates. Even though the show made it appear as though he was torn between her and Litia Gare up until moments before he proposed to her. However, in an interview with Us Weekly, Grant revealed that he was sure about Juliana earlier than he appeared to be. He explained that he was torn at the end of The Bachelor Season 29. However, things changed for Grant when he met Juliana's family during her hometown date. He shared, "I started to develop that distance a little bit after hometowns and put together whose family I would fit with more, the environment that I wanted, the vibe that I wanted, and the relationship that I wanted." Grant continued, "And then from there, it's just working up the courage and strength to have to make a decision after you've built such a strong relationship with somebody, and then you have to let them down." Grant's revelation that he was leaning toward choosing Juliana after her hometown date is shocking because, after his fantasy suite date with Litia, he questioned if he should end the show there and leave with Litia. He also told Litia, "I love you" first, while he only told Juliana that he was falling in love with her at that time. However, Grant was initially concerned about Litia being of the Mormon faith, stating on the show that he has piercings and tattoos and enjoys drinking now and then, which are things that aren't possible in the Mormon faith. Although Litia's family was very accepting of him, and Grant said that he felt comfortable with them, it now seems as though he felt better with Juliana's family. It's mind-blowing that this wasn't portrayed on the show. Reality TV is more popular than ever. With so many to choose from, here are some of the best reality TV shows to stream or watch right now. It's surprising that Grant is now saying that he thought that he'd fit better with Juliana and her family because he didn't seem so sure on the show. Perhaps this means that Grant wasn't as torn between Juliana and Litia as he was portrayed to be, and the producers played up his confusion in order to create a storyline. However, Grant did say that it wasn't normal that he was picking out an engagement ring without knowing who he was going to propose to, so it's hard to know what the truth is. When Grant chose Juliana at the end of The Bachelor season 29, many people were shocked, especially Litia, who felt completely blindsided. She claimed that she'd told him that she couldn't wait to get engaged the last time that she saw him, and he'd agreed and repeatedly told her that he loved her. I don't understand why he did that if he knew that his heart was leaning more toward Juliana. I don't fault Grant for wanting to choose Juliana because he felt more comfortable with her and her family than he did with Litia's. It was clear that he fit in well with the Pasquarosa family, and that he'd have a happy life with them. However, if he really felt that he was beginning to distance himself from Litia after his hometown date with Juliana, then I don't think it was right of him to continue to pursue Litia so aggressively. From what I saw on the show, he really seemed to be deeply in love with Litia. Perhaps Grant is just trying to smooth things over with Juliana and her family after they saw what happened, but it's disappointing and sad that he's now making it sound as though he only stayed with Litia out of an obligation to the show, when he really seemed to be in love with her. We might never know what really happened during The Bachelor season 29, and how Grant really felt in those moments, but I hope that he and Juliana have a happy life together now that he's finally chosen her and they're engaged. This gossip is over. If you like the video, then give your opinion in the comment box and stay with us by subscribing the channel. Thank you.